whole point of being an artist is to make a statement with your art so that I don't have to tell you who I am. You can listen to that record and say, oh, I get that.
How do you describe Lalah Hathaway's voice?
I don't. I let y'all do that because my voice is just part of who I am, and it makes more sense to have it interpreted by people who are listening to it in the way it's meant to be heard. I listen to it from inside of my head. So I also think that people really interpret art from their own experience. And so I would never tell you what you're hearing or seeing. I want you to decide what you're hearing and seeing.
You are somebody who keeps their creative hand in everything. Back in 1998, you was blogging and tweeting before any of us even knew what that was. So what inspires you, just to be so hands-on in everything?
I'm just hands-on because I like being hands-on. I'm a creative person. I'm a thinker. I'm interested in this business and this industry and how it changes. I'm interested in expanding my territory as an artist and as a human. So I'm really into what's happening, particularly in terms of social networking, the music industry, the internet, music in general. So I'm a person that likes to expand in all ways.
What was it like opening for Prince?
It was an incredible experience. It was a surreal experience. It was a really inspiring experience because you get to a certain point in your career and you don't imagine yourself opening at Madison Square Garden or opening or closing at a Coliseum, And then I was able to do that for Prince, one of my idols, So it was wonderful.
You said you don't let your education get in the way of what you feel. So how do you allow, just to be with your heart when you have all of that training?
Two things. Classically trained can mean anything from, when I was little, all kids took piano lessons. So all of those kids are classically trained. I think it's one of those things that people throw out there as some sort of laurel, and if you took a music lesson, you've been classically trained, first of all. The second thing is that I'm just a mixture of nurture and nature. So I'm a natural musician, but I've also educated myself about my craft, and I think that has enhanced what's natural about my ability. So I don't think you have to worry about educating yourself and becoming smarter about what you do, having that somehow supersede your natural ability or having to hold back. I think the combination of both things is what makes you well-rounded.
And we hear so much about how your father influenced you, but how did moms, play a big role in your career?
It's so funny, my dad gets credited with like 100% of my DNA, but I actually did have a mother and do have a mother. My mom was actually a great influence on my father musically as well.
She was a student of music, right?
Absolutely. She's a singer, she's a pianist, an organist, musician. And my mother still influences me. You know what I mean? She travels with me when I go on the road. She's out with me all the time. She's a great musician, and she really encouraged me to educate myself about my field because she not only was a musician, but a music educator. And so she really encouraged the student in me, and that's who I am at heart.
Well, you run with like the heavyweights, right? So how do they bring out your A game even more? Like being with your mom, but also on stage with, the Rochelle Farrells, the Marcus Miller, all those great people.
If you surround yourself with great people, it will elevate you. I don't know if it's Will Smith or somebody says, just look at the 5 people around you to see what's going on with you. And I really feel like I try to surround myself with greatness. It makes me try to rise to the occasion, and I always look good. If I show up somewhere to sing and Rasan Patterson's with me, I can't really fail,
Well, Rasan Patterson, you guys make great music together. And I was doing some research, and you guys said something about being underground, and one of your friends had said you were one of music's best kept secrets. Do you feel like you're a secret? I mean, once somebody hears that voice.
I don't feel like a secret. I feel like I'm on my path. I wish 47 million more people understood the path and got it. So it's really, I'm going to do what I do, and I'm on my path no matter what, and I'm in the right place, and now it's just about taking it to as many people as possible. You know, I think that success and integrity can live in the same place.
What did it feel like, though, to get that acclaim when you got nominated for a Grammy back in 2008?
It was wonderful. I mean, to be recognized by your peers, and I mean, that's the highest honor you can receive as a musician, the highest award you can get. And so what they say is true, that just being nominated is really great until you find out you lost. That's the moment where it's like, why they even nominate me then? But it is such an honor.
And the Grammy goes to Snarky Puppy with Lalah Hathaway.
Firstly, I want to say how excited I am that after singing on 3 Grammy-winning records last year, Lalah actually has one of her own this year.
Thank you so much. On behalf of my mother, who is watching online, we got her on the computer just a couple seconds ago, and my father, who would be so proud. So this is for everyone.